Hello again, YouTube. You guessed it, today is going to be another Porsche Boxster video. Today we're going to be replacing the air oil separator and also the starter motor. The Only Rider is not a professional mechanic and is not responsible for any personal injury or vehicle damage that may result from individuals attempting the repair shown in this video. You have been warned. Try at your own risk. Now before we get started, you're going to want to go ahead and put your car into service mode. I'm not going to bother covering that in this video because I did in a previous video. I'll put a link to it in the description, but basically you want to pull your soft top back about yay far. You want to strap up the back end like this and get access to the engine from the top. But in this video, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you how to remove the clamshell cover and also the trunk lid. Yes, you heard me right, the trunk lid, because then you can just climb into the trunk on your hands and knees and you can lean over and work right on the engine. So you're going to want to go ahead and get your car into the position you see that I have here with everything up and open, and then you're going to want to go ahead and disconnect the negative from the battery. Now the easiest way to get this trunk lid off is to take off the 4 10mm bolts that are holding it on. There's a 10mm bolt here, 10mm bolt here, and also 2 on the other side on that armature. Take those 4 off, make sure you don't drop the lid and scratch everything up, and this whole thing will just lift right off. So of course, after you take the bolts off of one side, you got to be careful when you take the bolts off the other side, because once you take them off, there's nothing holding the trunk lid onto the car anymore. So you got to make sure you have a hold of it with one hand while you take the last bolts off with the other hand, and then lift it off the car carefully without dropping it. This is the last bolt holding on, so I've just got a hold of it with my left hand. And I'm going to pull it out with my right hand, and I'm going to gently lift the whole trunk lid off the car. There it is. All right, you ready? Here we go. Now to remove the clamshell, all you gotta do is take off the 6 10mm nuts. There's 3 on this side, there, and 3 on the other side. They're easy to get to. Just pop those off, and the whole clamshell just lifts off the arms. There it is. Now all you gotta do is climb into your trunk, crouch down, and you can just lean right over into the engine bay. So here we are. So the air oil separator is right there. We're going to be replacing that. And the starter motor is underneath the throttle body, underneath the plenum. Okay, first things first, you're going to want to loosen all of these hose clamps. These two, and this one down here. After you do that, you should just be able to pop the intake off. Now take this 10mm nut off right here. Now squeeze this connector and pull it off the air oil separator. Like that. Now slide this clamp down on this hose. Go ahead and pull this hose off. Now with all that unhooked, you should be able to do this. Watch, this is the easiest way to get to your starter motor. Everyone says you have to take all this off. You don't. Just loosen everything, unhook all that down here, and you can just do this. You can literally just spin the whole thing. Spin the whole thing up out of your way. There's your starter motor right there. There's the top bolt right there, and the bottom bolt is down in there, but don't panic just yet. We can get to it. Now we've got to remove the air oil separator, and there's really only 2 bolts holding it on besides the hose connections. We already took one hose off. There's another hose right here. That hose has to come off, and there's 2 bolts. They are 5mm hexes. That's one right there. You got to get to that one. And the other one is right underneath this cable right here. So you need to pull that cable out of the way with your hand. It's got some movement to it, and get to the other bolt on the other side. Get your hand down in there and break it loose. And you can draw it the rest of the way out from the top. There's one. So you have to pull these hoses out of the way with your left hand so you can get your wrench down on there with your right hand. I don't know what you guys can see, but I did manage to get it on that bolt way down in there. Whew. Got it. In order to get some more working room in here to be able to get this air oil separator out, we're gonna have to take this hose off right here. The connection is right there. Get your channel locks and loosen that ring right there. And just pull it off. So the next hose on the air oil separator down there is the same style as this one. It's a pressure release style. So where you see the grips there, you squeeze those like that and it releases and you pull it off. So I gotta reach down here, I gotta squeeze and release. They actually came off pretty easily. See that? It's the same style. So the last hose you have to get to is this guy right here. It's metal clipped on here, and it's metal clipped on here, and you might actually find it's easier to get it off from this side, which you can get straight to, rather than getting it off from this side. So I'd recommend pulling off this one right here. Get your channel locks on there or your pliers, pull that one off, and pull the whole thing out with the hose still on it, and just put it on the other one. There we go. Now we can just pop that hose off. Whew, there it is. Now you can pull the whole air oil separator out of your engine. So you've got a hose there that goes into this side, that hose there at the bottom. There's where it goes, the snorkel goes down into the engine, and then of course you have the top hose up here. So here's the air oil separator for the later year 986s. Get on Pelican Parts, put the year of your Boxster in, and it will tell you which version of these you have. So this is the later version. Okay, the earlier ones, like for example the 98s, like the late 90s and stuff, they had a different style. So you gotta make sure you get the right one. So this is the snorkel that goes down to the engine. This is where that bottom hose goes on. Then this is where that side hose went on. And this is where that top hose went on. And it just sits down on the engine, 2 bolts, holding it on. That's what it looks like. Now before we go any further, I am going to cover this hole so that I don't get anything down in my motor. Okay, now check this out. Because we took the air oil separator out, now you have a direct shot to get to that pesky bottom bolt on your starter motor to take it off without using an 18-inch ratchet extension going in from the front of the car, which is painful and annoying. You can just go right in here and get right to it because we took that off first. Let's get the easy bolt, which is the one right there on top. It is an 11mm on this car. Ooh, tight one. Bolt number 1. If you unhook this cable from your air pump, you can move it out of your way more so it's not in your way so much. And now, this notoriously hard bolt is now notoriously easy. Might need a breaker bar for this one. That was a little tight. There's the evil bolt and the connector cable. Now you just have to take the cables off the back. Okay, now it looks like in my case the nut on this one right here is missing. It's supposed to hold this guy on like that, but it's missing, so mine was just kind of resting there, so I need to get a new nut to put on there. But that comes off, and also this one back here comes off, and it's a little hard to get to with all this still on, but I'm thinking maybe if I can just pop the starter motor off, I can pull it up out enough that I can get to that and unhook it once I'm pulling it out. Looks like it's going to take some convincing. It has been convinced. You should have just enough room. Just enough room. You can weasel it backwards and slide it up out. You should be able to wiggle it around enough that you can now get to that last bolt to get that last cable off. And this nut right here is actually a 13mm. Now take that cable off. Remove the starter motor. There you are, you little sucker. Now here's the old starter motor. Here's the new starter motor. Now a lot of people have pointed out, if you hold them up, notice how the new one is a little longer. See that? It'll still work the same, but it's going to be a little bit tighter getting it in. It should still fit. Everyone says there should be clearance, but you are going to notice that the stock one is a little shorter than the new ones that you're going to be able to buy. But otherwise, there should be exactly the same bolt pattern and everything. First, don't forget to put the cable back on. Do that first so you don't get it all the way in there only to realize that you forgot. Now, begin the painstaking process of weaseling it back into position. Make sure you get all the hoses up out of your way. Come on, baby. Come on. Whew. Tight fit, but she's in there. Before we go any further, don't forget to put this on. Goes on right there. Put a nut on there. And there is enough room to get a 10mm socket on the back to tighten that bolt up on that last wire connector. Let's see, should be good there. Now we got to put the mounting bolts back on. And now time for the hard bolt. That's it. The starter motor's replaced. Now we just got to replace the air oil separator. First thing we're going to do is take this hose off of this one and put it on this one. You want it to be facing that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of oil. We're going to oil up this O-ring real quick, and then we're going to slide it down, stick this into the engine, hook this hose up first, then this hose, and then the top hose. So I'm lining up the hose in the bottom to slide that on first as I slide the other side down into the engine. Now in my case it was easy. I just lined everything up and that little hose slid right onto there. Now I just got to slide that metal clip over. Alright, grab that metal clip and slide it over. Now we're going to want to hook up that hose. Hooking this hose up should be a lot easier than taking it off. Push it on until you hear it click. There we go. And that hose is on. Now we can go ahead and put the screws in. Let's put this back on. Like that. Now don't forget to hook this back up. Go ahead and take your debris covers off and spin it back down. Again, making sure you don't unhook a line or pull a line off or something. Hardest part about doing it this way is getting that bolt hole to line up. You got to kind of finesse it with your hands to get it to go back onto that bolt. Whew, yeah, it took some convincing, but I got it on. Go ahead and put that nut on before you forget. Hook up the last hose to the air oil separator. Make sure it clips on nice and good. Now don't forget this hose like I did. It goes underneath and around to the other side, like so, and it hooks on right here. Go ahead and put that metal clip over. Now put all the ducts back on and tighten all the hose clamps back down. That's it, we're done. Now all you gotta do is kind of go back down through, check everything, check all your hoses, check all your lines, all your cables and bolts and everything. Make sure you didn't forget anything. And then when you're done, you're ready to put your car back together and give it a startup test. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. There it is. Okay guys, so that's how you change the starter motor and the air oil separator on a later model 986. Catch you guys later.